praise to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High, come to you on a Monday night class to get edified in the Lord's name. We're going to go into this old pagan St. Patty Day. So we're going to kind of touch on that thing today, right? And touch on the St. Patty Day. We got, you know, St. Patty Day, or some people call it Snake Day. That's crazy. Shalom, shalom. We got Yaakov and also Kai in there. Bruise, she bruised, he bruised. Man, it was a place I went to somewhere in Texas. I don't know if y'all know where that was. Shalom, shalom, Brother Lamar. It's a place somewhere in Texas. It's a coffee shop called Hebrews.
I've seen the advertisement for that.
You seen it?
And they got one that do beer dispensary too. Something with the brews. No,
I know they got 7 brews here. That shit is crazy. 7 brews.
But they've been stealing it.
The brews been in captivity 7 times on that. Read some of this origin of the of St.Patrick's, right? I'm kind of read some of this thing out, man. My wife got me a laptop, so I guess I better start trying to use it. It's a perfect time to be using it, man. All right? Okay. It says, let's see here. It's called, St. Patrick Day was called All Snake Day. It was first called All Snake Day, right? Watch this. It says, Patrick, a 15th century missionary, is credited with the chasing of all snakes out of Ireland. The problem is actually snakes, being cold-blooded creatures, never lived in Ireland. So what snake could have possibly been chased away? We're gonna let y'all read between the lines on that one, right? So if it say snakes is being cold-blooded creatures, they never lived in Ireland. So what was they taking over there? The reason why I'm going into this, because my so-called last name is an Irish last name. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. My so-called last name is an Irish last name. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters in the chat. All right? House of Yaakov. House of Berechiah. All right? House of Daniel. Shalom, shalom. Right? Watch this. It say, it turns out that the snake was a malicious metaphor for pagans. Patrick is hailed for a single-handed wiping the paganism from Ireland and ushering in Christianity. They said Patrick is single-handedly wiping the paganism of Ireland and ushering into Christianity. So that's why Christians use the so-called St. Patrick's Day. As a result, some pagans look at March the 17th a dark day of mourning, but some of us, why it's a dark day of mourning? Ain't that some shit? All right? But some of us look at it different. differently as a day worthy celebrating because Patrick flat out failed. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on it. And if y'all can look at the picture. Oh, my tablet don't die if I do that. Okay. This is the picture that it has. I'm gonna see if I can blow it. Close it. This is the picture that it has. This is supposed to be the image of the St.Patrick thing, right? And if you look at it, let me see, you'll see that what at the bottom of it. Look at it. Y'all see the snakes at the bottom of it? So if you look at the snakes on that mug, right? Just trying to get some clarity. Okay. Now, let me see. Many modern pagans still feel angry towards Patrick because of the story that describes his battle against their ancestors. Think about this. It says, many modern pagans still feel angry towards Patrick because of the story that describes his battle against their ancestors. We just read about him having to run all the snakes away, but now they flipping the story talking about his battles of ancestors. Whose ancestors? We got to start thinking about this, right? Okay, he has drove the Druze from Emerald Islands and forced his people to convert to Christianity at the sword point and smashed all the pagan temples. Dang. This is literally just read this is from the HUD pages, right? And brothers and sisters can kind of look this thing up, but don't be just reading this thing out the HUD pages, right? Okay, but the fact of the matter is these are stories that they were called folklores, and they are popular tales told by Christians 100 years after Patrick's death. Soon as the hero rumors of Patrick fighting the bad guys that flourished over the centuries, right? Okay, let me look up this word, because one thing about it, when we learn the scriptures, we also got this. We got to search out things, search out the matter. Okay, there was a word in there that I wanted to search out, and okay, it said this word is called DRUID, Druids, right? Yeah. It said Druid is a historical reference to a member of the learned class among the ancient Celtics, right? After acting as priests, teachers, judges, and often associated to the nature and magic. But y'all, boy, look here, boy, y'all is something else, man. Right? You just kind of looking up these words, man. Yeah. Because a lot of times they have words on there. If you're not looking these things up, you won't really never get to the, to the gist of it, right? Yeah. But anyway, I just kind of want to touch on that, you know what I mean? I know brothers and sisters, man, I hope y'all having a good week, right? If you I don't know, I hope my nose ain't too shiny. I got that vape rub on my nose. I needed that. Man, I don't know, man. Hey, brothers and sisters, man, y'all know we looking at the times, but look, I know I was talking to a couple people I know in Arkansas, and they was telling me this is the same thing. It's like a dust cloud just waving across the United States right now. Mm-hmm. It's just a big old dust cloud waving across the United States. I know y'all done seen it. It's been putting dust all over everybody's cars and everything. You know, man, the Lord working, man. Let's get into these precepts, man. Watch this. Go to Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8, man. Let's get it started, man. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8, man.
All right.
You know, we thankful for these things, man. But we know how the Lord got to have his way, man. And nobody can resist his will.
God.
Right?
The book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through vain philosophy.
Oh, read it again.
Slacky, I said that from backwards. Slacky. Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
So the Bible said, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Right? Read.
After the tradition of men.
Because the tradition of man goes into their high holy days, or goes into the things that they say that you're supposed to be doing, but you're not doing it. But you say things you're supposed to be doing, but it's not according to the Bible, right? Just like they tell you need to be the Christian church said you need to be celebrating Christmas and all day holidays, and the Lord said he don't like that. He never liked it that, right? Read.
After the rudiments of the world.
It's after the rudiments of the world, read.
And not after Christ.
And not after Christ, right? Because we know that we've been given the law, statutes, and commandments. We ain't got no choice but to do it. It's just what it is. We got to be keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. That's just what it is. Brothers and sisters, we just going to have to gird our loins up and gird the skirts up, man. Simple as that, man. Right? It says after the rudiments of this world and not after Christ. Go to Ephesians, man. Right? Go to Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. Man. Ephesians chapter 4. And we're going to start at verse 14.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children.
That we henceforth be no more children, read.
Tossed to and fro.
Tossed to and fro, read.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Meaning, guess what? Every time somebody say it's good, then you say it's good. No, we got to say what the Lord say is good, right? This is what the Lord expecting us to do, right? Read.
By the sleight of men.
By the sleight of man, read.
And cunning craftiness.
And cunning craftiness, you know.
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Because that's what a lot of people do. They lie and wait to deceive, man. Right? And we got to be thinking towards what the Lord is expecting us to do, because it's a lot of people, they don't show forth their wisdom, because the reason why they don't show forth their wisdom is because they have no understanding, man. Right? When brothers and sisters lack understanding of scriptures, and it's a lot of stuff brothers and sisters lack understanding about, right? But watch this. Go to Isaiah chapter 1. Watch this. Isaiah chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. Isaiah chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse. Start at verse 12. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 12. When ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand?
So guess what? Just thinking about this, the Lord going into a sacrifice, but the Lord's talking about a sacrifice, but he's going into about sacrificing to something, right?
God.
But read.
To tread my courts.
To tread my courts, right? Read.
Bring no more vain oblations.
So the Lord said, bring no more vain oblations, man. Right? Meaning what? Don't bring no more vain sacrifices, man. Or offerings, right?
God.
Read.
Incense is an abomination unto me.
Even if you burn incense to these things, guess what? The Lord said these are an abomination to him, right? Read.
The new moons and Sabbath, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with.
So he said, the new moons, the Sabbaths, And guess what? He's in the feast. The Lord said he cannot wait. Dang. Is this talking about our new? He's talking about the new moons the Lord gave us? What is he talking about? Watch what it say. Read.
It is iniquity.
The Lord called it iniquity. Read.
Even the solemn meeting.
Even every solemn meeting, right? Thinking about when you think people trying to celebrate some kind of pagan holiday that the Lord set up, the Lord hates these things.
God.
Right? And it's been explained. Verse 14 explains it.
Verse 14. Your new moons.
Hold on. He said yours. It didn't say mine.
God.
The Lord said yours. He didn't say his. He said yours. Right? Read.
Come. And your appointed feast.
And your appointed feast. What did the Lord say?
My soul hated.
He said, damn. The Lord said his soul hated.
Come.
Think about this. I want brothers to be thinking, brothers and sisters to be thinking about it. The Lord said he literally hate these things. Right? Read.
They are a trouble unto me.
Read.
I am weary to bear them.
And the Lord said he hate to bear that, man. He hate that our people down here celebrating holidays, holidays, birthdays, any damn days is not. The Lord hate that thing, man.
Come.
Right? But read.
They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
Read.
And when ye spread forth your hands,
Meaning when you pray, read.
I will hide my eyes from you.
He said he gonna hide his eyes from you. So you can't pray. You can't pray on things on Thanksgiving towards that holiday. Let us have a good day and all. The Lord hate that.
God.
You can't say, "Oh Lord, bless this St.Patrick's Day or bless this Christmas." The Lord hate that.
God.
You can't do that thing. The Lord's not dealing with that thing, man.
God.
Right? Read it.
Yea, when ye make many prayers,
When the Lord said, when you make many prayers, read.
I will not hear.
The Lord said, I will not hear, read.
Your hands are full of blood.
The Lord said, your hands is full of blood. Think about this. The Lord loved King David. But King David shed his blood for the Lord. And he wouldn't even let King David, righteously, though. But he was killing them unclean nations, man.
God.
And the Lord said, no, that's too much blood.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody clean. Right? The Lord said he literally hate these things, man. And we got to see, when the Lord say he hate these things, we got to take account, man, of these things, man. Right?
God.
Watch this. Go to Amos. These is known scriptures. Go to Amos. We're going to go to Amos chapter 5, man. Like I say, these is known scriptures, man. That's why the Lord say he hate that thing, man. Let's check something out.
5 and 21?
Yeah, but I want to check something out.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to Amos 5 and 21. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
The Lord said, I hate and I despise your feast days, right? These are things that they precept with each other.
God.
Right? Amos chapter 5 and Amos chapter 21. He said, I despise your feast days. Read.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
And the Lord said, I won't even smell in your solemn assemblies. Read.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings,
We offer burnt offerings and meat offerings. Read.
I will not accept them.
The Lord said he's not going to accept it, man. Right? Read it.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Right? Read.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song.
So the Lord said, take the noise of your songs. Read.
I will not hear the melody of thy vitals.
So now we know that during these holidays, the Lord said he's not accepting the prayers. He's not accepting the music. He's not accepting the smoke. He's not accepting the incense. He's not accepting anything about that day. He said, the Lord literally said, my soul abhorred it. Right?
God.
The Lord said, my soul abhorred it. So if the Lord's soul abhorred that name, then what you think is happening, man? Do you think the Lord is pleased by somebody celebrating some damn St. Patrick's Day? No, man. We got to start making mention of what the Lord wants us and expecting us to do, because a lot of brothers don't do that. And a lot of sisters don't do that. That's why 2/3 of our people is not going to make it to the kingdom of heaven, man. This is the main reason why, man. The Lord said he literally hate that thing, man. Right? Let's go to Ephesians, back to Ephesians right quick. Chapter 5. Right? Start at verse 6.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words.
With vain words, read.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
Right? Read on.
Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
So the Lord tell us to be what? Don't be partakers with them, man. Why? When you see people, man, and they dealing in their unclean spirit, when you see them people trying to pull you away from doing God work, the Lord said don't even be partakers with them, man. Right?
God.
Don't get yourself involved in it, because you can mess around and find out for real. You know how they say, F around and find out, man. You know what I'm saying?
God.
I'm talking about, you can literally mess around and find out for real.
God.
And guess what the Lord gonna do? He gonna require it at your hands, man. Watch this. Let's go to Acts chapter. Let's see. Let's go to the book of Acts. Go to Acts chapter 1. Start Acts chapter 1, chapter 17. All right. Acts chapter 17. And start at verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 1. Now when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them. And 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scripture.
So this is Paul reasoning, him and Apollos, right? And they coming through Thessalonica, right? They just coming through the town, right?
God.
Watch this, but read.
Verse 3, opening and alleging that Christ must need have suffered and risen again from the dead.
Right.
And that this Yahushua, whom I preach unto you, is Christ.
Right, read on though.
And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas.
So some of them believe, and they got down with Paul and Silas, right? Read.
And of the devout Greeks, a great multitude, and of the chief women, not a few.
So, devout. Is these the Hellenized Greeks, or is these the Edomite Greeks? No Edomite can be devout. We challenge anybody in this. Name another nation that can be devout.
God.
We challenge y'all. Out the scriptures. Right? But read on.
Come. Verse 5. But the Jews which believe not.
But the Jews which believe not, read.
Moved with envy.
They move with envy, read.
Took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort.
The baser, so I mean, they are bases of the men. They want to be bases of the men like the base men, right?
God.
Read.
And gathered a company. And set all the city on an uproar and assaulted the house of Jason.
Assaulted the house of Jason, really.
And sought to bring them out of the people.
So these are the people that was trying to keep the commandment, and Paul and Silas was trying to raise these people up, man. Right? They was trying to give them the thus saith the Lord, man. And this is what we try to do, even on these pagan holidays and all these holidays. We try to bring our people thus saith the Lord. I mean, you know, some of us, guess what? We gonna get afflicted by doing these things.
God.
So now that they afflicting Jason, man, right?
God.
Watch this, read it.
Verse 6. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city,
Right, read it.
crying, These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also.
So they saying that you turn the world upside down for reading thus said the Lord. Think about this. Why every time, okay, you thinking about a person like this, you think about a person keeping the Lord's commandments. Why is that turning the world upside down for somebody keeping the commandments?
God.
Right? Read.
Verse 7, whom Jason hath received.
So guess what? Then they got mad at Jason because he received it. Shalom, shalom. Right?
God.
But read it.
And these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar.
So if you go against Caesar, think about this. Us going against these American belief systems. People really think these things right here is a problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem that we don't come and we don't celebrate that thing, man.
God.
Right? Watch this, read on.
Saying that there is another king, one Yahushua.
So guess what? Hey, just like they looking in, look, we always have to bring these things up into today's term, and that's how they look at us keeping the truth, right? Dang, you not gonna follow the president? We the greatest country in the world, right? No, sir. When we get back to our homeland, we're gonna show you who a great country look like.
God.
All right? But let's read it.
Verse 8. And they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things.
Right? Read
and
it.
when they had taken security of Jason and of the other, they let them go.
So as they took Jason and they took the other, once they come into terms, they said they let them go. Why? It's finna tell you. Read.
Verse 10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night.
So they had to send Paul and Silas away by night. Why? Because they were seeking to kill him. Right?
God.
Why? Because they was keeping the commandments and they didn't like that. Right? And they was teaching Christ and they didn't like that. Right? And they was trying to put the tribes back together again and they didn't like that. So that means when you try to put us teaching God's words and us trying to get thus said the Lord, guess what? People gonna get upset that we do this, and when they get upset that we do this, why? Because we got to give up our customs.
Teach us.
We got to give up all the things that we have been learned in all our life. We got to get these things up.
God.
And they got a problem with it. But watch what it say though. Read.
Unto Berea,
right?
Who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews.
Right. He taught 3 Sabbaths. Remember?
God.
That's what we read earlier, right? Read on.
Thessalonica.
It said there were more. Read verse 11.
Oh, Salaki. Yeah, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica.
Right? This is going in Thessalonica. Right? He said these were more noble than the ones that was in Thessalonica, right? Read. Because they went to Berea, right? They in Berea right now. And he said they were no more noble than the one in Thessalonica, right? Read.
And that they received the word with all readiness of mind.
So guess what? And they were receiving the word. It mean like shit. Okay, we ain't gotta do this stuff. Man, hey, I follow God then, right?
Come.
Let's do it. Read it.
And search the scriptures daily.
And they search the scripture daily. Read.
Whether those things were so.
So guess what? Just like we challenge all these so-called Christians and all these people that got these religions, search the scriptures and show us what we wrong at.
God.
Right? Show us where you can celebrate a holiday, man. Show us where it's in the Bible that you can go celebrate Christmas.
God.
Show us in the Bible where you can go celebrate Thanksgiving. Show us in the Bible where you can go celebrate St.Patrick's Day and the Lord happy with that.
God.
You can't find nothing there, right? Because if we was keeping the commandments, we'd be searching the scriptures daily, right?
God.
But read.
God, verse 12. Therefore, many of them believed also of honorable women which were Greeks, and of men not a few.
Right? So it was just talking about women, not a few. Now it's talking about men, not a few. Right? Watch this read.
But when the Jews of Thessalonica,
right? Read.
Okay. had a knowledge that that the word of God was preached at Paul of Berea, they came thither also and stirred up the people.
You see how they go?
God. So they followed them from the other place.
They followed them from Thessalonica to go all the way to Berea. Now they want to get them to, because they shouldn't be over there teaching that, man.
God.
Right? And this is the same thing that they try to put tactics, man. Right? We going out there and we teaching the word. Now all of a sudden you put cameras up and all kind of stuff right there. You don't want to park there. Y'all can't park it no more.
Been out there 10 years.
Boy, I'm talking about 10 plus years, man.
God.
And they want to stop the word going out, man. Right? This is what they do, man. And if you look, they'll see us on the page and we be out there teaching. Guess what? You'll start seeing scoffer after scoffer. Right? Excuse me. You'll start seeing scoffer after scoffer. Man, I remember one time at the page, man, you couldn't even do a class with so many damn scoffers on our page, man. It was so many scoffers on the page, you couldn't even, I'm talking about, it wasn't even funny, man.
You remember that one that they would push that sex link up there?
Yeah.
No matter how many times you delete it, it'd be like 100 of them.
Yeah.
And we two wouldn't do nothing about it.
They wouldn't. Right? I'm talking about them mug cuss us out and everything on that mug. But you'll get a strike if you do it, but
I'm telling you.
But they message go clean on through.
That's crazy.
But this is what they do, man. Just think about it. Paul and Silas was doing the work. They followed them. They literally followed Paul and them around and to another place just to try to stop the word, man. Right? They was one of the 4 types of Israelites. Satan cometh immediately, man. In Mark chapter 4, man. Right? It says Satan came immediately, man.
God.
Right? Watch this. But read on.
Verse 14. And then immediately the brethren sent away Paul to go, as it were, to the sea. But Silas and Timotheus abode there still.
So Silas and Timotheus was bold there still, though, right?
God.
Because Paul said, you know what, man, we got to keep this word going. They on fire over here.
Yeah.
He said, but Paul went on and he made his exit out, and the people sent him by sea. Right?
God.
And this is when Paul, and when they sent him by sea, this is what Paul going into these other places, and Paul was sent to do what? He was sent to rebuke them people, man. Watch this, man. Watch how I read down, man, because I wasn't gonna go into all, but I'm gonna read down because these custom goes into what we going into tonight, though, right?
God.
But let's read.
Verse 15. And they that conducted Paul brought him unto Athens.
So they brought. He said anybody, the person that was had Paul on the mission that was carrying him around, he brought him to Athens, right? Read.
And receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus, for to come to him with all speed, they departed. So
now when Paul made it over there and he set things up, he went and got the people, right? Just think about it, how we go, because like eventually this is what's gonna happen here. We got to go somewhere. We got to set these things up. Then we're gonna start calling for brothers to come through, right? This is how this thing go, man, right? Watch this, verse 16.
Verse 16. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him.
And the spirit was stirred in him, read.
When he saw the city wholly given into idolatry.
So when Paul seen the city given into idolatry, Paul's spirit was vexed, man.
God.
Right? But the Lord had him traveling and had him looking at things like, look, I need you to check this out. I need you to go to these places, man. God. Check them out. Right? Verse 17.
Verse 17. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews.
So now he's disputing. Now he going up in the synagogues, and now we finna straighten this thing out, right?
God.
Read.
And with the devout persons, and in the market daily, with them that met with him.
So anybody that met with Paul, he said, when he's talking about in the marketplace, Paul went to the chief concourse of places to teach the word, man. Right? And everybody that came up to him to meet up with him, Paul taught them the word, man. Right? I'm talking about, man, contending for the faith, right? Watch this, read.
God. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics.
Man, the Epicureans, they don't believe in nothing. The Stoics believe that they got free will.
Come.
Right? Read.
Encountered him.
They encountered him, read.
And some said, what will this babbler say?
So they asking them, what would this babbler say? But it's mighty funny that they don't believe in nothing, but they sure celebrate these holidays.
God.
Boy, don't talk about madness, man. This is madness, man. But read.
Of the some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods.
So they thinking Paul was a setter forth of strange gods. Just like with us teaching God's law, statutes, and commandments, they think this is some strange thing, man.
God.
Like, dang, why do y'all keep teaching that, man? It's over with. That's over with. Okay. Boy, I'm talking about, boy, look here. Christians gonna find out, boy. Boy, I'm talking about, boy, ain't no way, boy.
God.
They gonna find out. Right? But read it.
Because he preached unto them Yahweh Shai and the resurrection.
So he preached unto them to Mashiach Yahweh Shai and the resurrection, man. Right? Shalom, man. Read.
And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus.
Yeah, Archippus. Right.
Saying, may we know what this new doctrine therefore thou speakest is.
So they asked Paul, look, show me a new doctrine that you speaking. How Paul being taught of Christ bringing a new damn doctrine, man? This is how the madness of our people think.
Stumbling block to the wicked.
This is definitely a stumbling block, man. Right? That's at Sirach 36 and 24. It's plain to the holy, but it's a stumbling block to the wicked, man. Right? Right? Read.
Verse 20. For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears.
So guess what? They said that Paul is bringing strange things to their ears, man. Right? Read.
We would know, therefore, what these things mean.
So they're asking you what these things mean. Right? Let's read.
For all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else, but either to tell or to hear some new thing.
This is what our people do in the world now.
God.
Why you think these damn cell phones is like this? So you can be looking at something new all day long.
God.
You got TV, you got computers, you got everything to let you see some new thing all day long. And guess what the people do? They spend all their time. They'll be driving down the damn road all day long looking at their phone because they want to see something new.
God.
They so accustomed to that thing, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 22. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars.
So he said Paul stood in the midst of Mars, right?
Hill and said, Ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious.
So Paul called these people superstitious, man. Right?
God.
Read.
For as I passed by and beheld your divinations, I found an altar with this inscription, to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you.
You see how they go? Paul said he seen an altar talking about to the unknown God. Paul said, y'all ignorantly worship these things, just like how our people do right now. They ignorantly celebrate these holidays, man. I'm talking about ignorantly do that shit, man. Right? And that ain't nothing but a vexation of spirit, man. That's all it is a vexation of spirit, man.
God.
Right? Ignorantly worshiping a vain God, man. Right? And the Lord got a problem with that, man. Right? Read the last verse. Read this.
Verse 24. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
Right? So guess what? He let you know, look, those vain gods and stuff like that y'all got, it's just not in temples made with hands, man. Right? It's like I say, CC Junior. That's Stockholm syndrome, man. Right? Like it says, our people want the so-called Edomite to be our avengers and our oppressors at the same time. The scripture says this too. What's that, Maccabee? Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's right here though.
What's the phrase?
Be avengers and oppressors at the same time. It's in Maccabee. I'm gonna get it too. I wanna read that. Like a mug. Watch this. Go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6. That's what I want out of it.
What, 6 and 6?
No, 6. No, 6 in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 1.
God. The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1.
All right.
Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God.
So, it says that a man of Athens, right? Think about what we're reading right now, right? Because right after this journey, coming from there, watch this. Jump over to Acts chapter 18 and verse 1. Watch this.
The book of the book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 1. After these things, Paul departed from Athens
right,
and
you
came
see
to Corinth.
You see how they go?
God.
These are the same. Don't think that these not the same people, right? Don't think these not the same people. The same people that Paul was trying to battle against, these are the same people. And our people was living amongst these people. And they celebrated these things. Appreciate that, Officer Barakai. Right? That's exactly what I wanted too. But watch this. Read 2 Maccabees chapter 6. Keep on reading down.
All right, verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
Said, guess what? They wanted to, he said that these people, read verse 1 from again, because I don't think we finished it out.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews.
Right, because they sent the old man from Athens to compel the Jews. Why? Because they were we had a respect for our elders at one point.
God.
Right? That's why he sent the old man to compel the Jews, right? Read.
To depart from the laws of their fathers.
Guess what? To depart from the laws of their fathers, right? Read.
And not to live after the laws of God.
And as to not have to live out the laws of God, read.
And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
And to pollute the temple in Jerusalem, read.
And to call it the temple of Jupiter.
To call the temple of Jupiter. Why you think when Paul went up into these things, that's why he said it wasn't a temple made by hand. God don't dwell in a temple made by hands. Right? Brothers and sisters got to think about this. This is why Paul's literally saying that the Lord's not dwelling in a temple made by hands. Why? Because they literally polluted our temple. Right? Read.
Olympius, and that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
So this is where you go for you see how that Mount Olympus and all these things are literally in movies.
With Zeus.
When they call that Jupiter, that goes into Zeus. Right? Take the Z away. What you think they come from?
Esau.
Bro, they some bastards, man.
God.
That's why the Lord said bastards dwell in Ashdod, man. Right? They some bastards, man. Right?
God.
But when we read this, that's why the Lord said the Lord's not even dwelling in temple made by hands. Why? Because these people polluted the hell out of the damn temple to the point that they destroyed that thing, man.
God.
Right? So now the temple is not named the temple anymore. It's named Mount Olympus. Now, now his name wasn't Jesus anymore. His name is Zeus. Jesus. Damn, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Read it.
God. Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
So it was, but see, at one point it was sore and grievous to the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read.
For the temple was filled with riot.
With riot.
And reveling by the Gentiles.
By the Gentiles. They weren't even supposed to be in our damn temple, man.
Nope.
Right? But read it.
Who dallied with harlots.
Right?
And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
Read on.
And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
That's why the Lord said he hate their feast days, man. He said, I hate your feast days.
Mm-hmm.
Because they was polluting the hell out of the temple, and the Lord wasn't pleased with that thing, man. Right? Read.
God, verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth.
Which the law forbid it. Read.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
So now it's no more Sabbath days they keep Sunday. Read.
Or ancient feasts.
Or they don't keep the God's high holy day. Guess what they want to keep now? They want to keep their holidays. This is madness, man.
Crazy.
This is straight up madness. Like Ox say, brother Obadiah said, this is straight up madness. This is twisted to the tweedly dee. Right? Watch this, read it.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Or to profess himself at all to, man, that's tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hurtful thing, though. A person can't even profess himself at all to be a Jew. Dang. That's why they don't even want us to call ourselves. Why is y'all calling yourselves some Jews?
It's the same time now. Kyrie and Kanye.
Right? Because Kanye can't say that. Or Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
They'll break his other hamstring, man. Read on.
God. Verse 6. Neither was it lawful for...
No, verse 7.
Verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in profession to Bacchus carrying ivory.
So when they was keeping up, guess what? We was forced to keep these hella days.
That's crazy.
Now, they keep that thing willfully, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We know they keep it willfully. Even when the time of Paul, what happened? You see them following Paul around saying, no, you can't teach that.
God.
They literally follow this man around telling him you can't teach that. Just like what you think they follow. Look, they follow us from website to the streets to wherever we at to try to battle us, man. Because they don't want us to teach this. I'm talking about, man, Esau, y'all some sorry bastards, man. I got to say that, man. They some sorry bastards, man. It's just what it is, man. They follow us from one place to the next trying to see if they can try to get to us or try to destroy it. Yeah, they got a Bacchus parade.
That's crazy.
Right? They got that thing, too. Got a damn
I didn't even know that.
You didn't?
Mm-mm. So was that supposed to be like the Macy Day parade or like the... I don't even know who Bacchus was.
You don't know who Bacchus was?
The time I heard that name was with a Drake homeboy. I was like, it's crazy.
It says, watch this. Guess what Bacchus parade is? Mardi Gras.
Oh.
That's...
And it made me think about back that thing up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Juvenile was in the spirit with Bacchus, huh?
It blew my mind, too. Yeah.
Sheesh.
That thing called Mardi Gras.
Well, people gonna have a problem when y'all.
Boy, look here, boy. Look here, boy. Boy, y'all gonna correct a lot of stuff, boy. I'm talking about there's gonna be a lot of correcting, my boy.
Boy. All right.
Right? Where we at?
Verse 8.
See verse 8. Read.
Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, read.
Against the Jews.
Against the Jews.
That they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifice. Right,
so guess what? Meaning, guess what? We'll have to do the same thing they doing, and whatever sacrifices they do, just like when they had them turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Every year. They put all them turkeys out, and these Negroes gonna buy that thing, man.
Come.
Whatever recipe they got, why they ain't got turkeys filled in the store right now? We in the going into the spring. We in the spring. What are turkeys at?
No.
Fill the stores up full of turkeys right now.
Come on.
They ain't gonna do it. They got all them turkeys on ice like a mug. Them mug be thawed out a little bit and put them in the stores, man. And all they on sale this year, they be put that mug right back in that mug this thing, so-called pagan Thanksgiving. They'll be in the stores in November. December, you can get all the turkeys you want.
Mm-hmm. I add a little something. You remember how they was giving the turkeys away if you buy $100 worth of groceries? Because you're going to spend $100.
Yeah.
So they're going to give you a free turkey. Here, take that mug.
Yeah.
Full-size turkey for free if you spend $100. You going to spend $100.
That's right.
That's a minimum at the grocery store.
But that's why I say they forcing it. Yeah. Like they forcing it on this thing, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They, man, I'm telling you, look here. They'll kick your light bill up to $700 and make you go to work. And you'll go to work and you'll be wanting to take that Christmas bonus, man. Guess what, man? Esau. Cut the check. Yeah. Ain't nobody studying Esau with that mess, man. Give you all kind of stuff, man. We barely can pay our damn bills, man. Y'all gotta excuse me, man. I got these dang on allergies. Try not to sneeze. Right?
You want verse 9?
You can read verse 9.
Verse 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles.
If you don't conform yourself to the manners of the Gentiles, read.
Should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery.
So guess what? Man, this is sad, man.
Yeah. And it's the same way today. Oh, you want to keep the Christmas at work? Now you can't work all the time. Messing with your paycheck and all that type of stuff.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. You sound sick, bro.
Go to 2 Maccabees chapter 4.
Come on.
Well, we read, started watch this. 2 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 13.
Come. The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 13. You said 13, right?
Yep.
Come. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch.
The ungodly wretch, read.
And no high priest.
Because he tried to do, Jason in this time right here, try to do whatever he can to try to become high priest.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the people didn't pick Jason to become high priest, he went to the heathens. Damn, it sounds like somebody I know.
So that was the Jason that from in Acts was just written?
No.
Okay, I know what
you're
talking about.
No, this is centuries away.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, this particular Jason is not the Jason from Acts.
Okay.
All right. But read on.
Verse 14, that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar.
Right.
But despising the temple.
Read.
And neglecting the sacrifices.
And neglecting the daily sacrifices and the evening sacrifices, right? Read on.
Hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise. After the game of discus, called them forth.
So this was going into the first Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Read.
Verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but likening the glory of the Grecians best of all.
That shit is sad, man. That's really sad, man.
Yeah, real talk.
That's really sad. They like the glory of the Grecians best of all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And because that's why the Lord say in, what's that, Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31, envy not thy oppressors.
Mm-hmm.
That's an envying ass damn spirit, man.
Come.
Right?
Come.
But read.
Verse 16. By reason whereof, Salakia, sore calamity came upon them.
Sore calamity came upon them, read.
But they had them to be their enemies and avengers.
So we had them to be our enemies and our damn avengers.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that they was our enemy, but guess what? We still want them to be our avengers in the damn way, man.
Yeah.
Right? Who they gonna fight against? They ain't got but one person to fight against. All the other nations ain't got but one person to fight against.
Mm-hmm.
And who was that? Yahushua.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can't fight against our God. They can try to fight against Yahushua. Yahushua gonna be breaking their ass worse than Thanos, bro.
Good.
Read it.
Whose custom they followed so earnestly.
And we follow so earnestly their customs, read.
Mm-hmm. And unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
Because our people desire to be like them in all things, man.
Come.
Read.
Verse 17. For it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of God.
Right,
but the time following shall declare these things.
So the time following going to declare these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord said it's not a light thing for you to do that. And everybody think that they can try to go into that. The Lord gonna make an example out of you, man.
And you know what's so crazy? It used to be the Edomite women getting all that plastic surgery and cutting up their nose and their face. Now women doing it more than them. BBLs and all that crazy stuff.
We don't know if that's a BBL or a CDL. They is crazy with that thing, man.
Come.
Right? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, man. Start at verse 1, man.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preach unto you.
He said, I declare unto you the gospel that I preached unto you, man. Read.
Which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand.
Right, read.
By which also ye are saved.
Which also ye are saved, right? Meaning what? He that endured unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Come.
Right? Read.
If ye keep in memory what I preach unto you.
If you keep in memory what I preach unto you, read.
Unless ye have believed in vain.
Unless you believed in vain, read.
For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received. Mm-hmm. How that Hamashiach died for our sins according to the scriptures. How
Christ died for our sins according to the scriptures, read.
And that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the scriptures. Right, meaning what? The Lord literally, the reason why people can get away with celebrating their holidays, they can get away in sin, they get away from a lot of stuff, right? How they can do that? Because Christ came and died, and you didn't have to bring no more vain oblations, you didn't have to bring no more sacrifice, and Christ came literally to die for those things, to give us grace, right? And we all need grace. So don't think that just the people that's not keeping the commandment they need grace. It's people that's in the truth. That us on a day-to-day, we need grace too. Mm-hmm. So as we need grace, guess what? We see that, but we're gonna try to do the best we can possibly try to do, right? But what we know we can try to do, we need to get ourselves in order to do those things, right? God.
Watch this. Read on.
Verse 5. And that he was seen of Cephas, then of the 12.
So, he said he was seen of Cephas. Who is Cephas? And see what brothers know. Let's see what brothers and sisters know. Who is Cephas? Ask you a question before I get ready to go. Who is Cephas? Who is Cephas? I know who Cephas is. Who is Cephas? Who is Cephas? It's Peter. Big con. Mary used to be on it, man. Let's go to John 1 and 14. 1 and 42, Shalaki.
The book of John, chapter 1, verse 42. And he brought him to Yahushua.
Right?
And when Yahushua beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah. Thou shalt be called Cephas, which is by interpretation a stone.
Jump up to verse 40.
Verse 40. One of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother.
Simon Peter's brother. So you see that his name is called Simon Peter. The Lord was talking to, the Lord called Peter Simon Peter, right? Marie.
God. Verse 41. He first findeth his own brother Simon, and said unto him, We have found the Messiah, which is being interpreted the Christ.
Right. Read.
And he brought him to Yahushua. And when Yahushua beheld him, he said, Thou art Simon, the son of Jonah.
Right.
Thou shalt be called Cephas.
Thou shalt be called Cephas, read.
Which is by interpretation a stone.
Which is by interpretation a stone. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's the same stone that he's talking about in Matthew chapter 16 and 18. Read that right quick.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 18. And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Meaning what? He made Peter the stone that he left back, right? Right? He made Peter the stone which was left back. That's why he called Peter the stone, right? That's why he said the gates of hell are not going to prevail. Meaning that it's not that in a mortal man that he wouldn't have any sin in him, or he wouldn't even have any thoughts of being in sin. It was that Peter was going to be literally contending for the faith, man, right? And this is the main reason why. He said, who are the 12 tribes? Mark Zell. You can ask everybody who the 12 tribes is. You can ask Esau who the 12 tribes. Right? What their page look like? Let's see what their page look like. What it look like?
It's blank, it's just one video. I don't know.
Who it is?
It's like a Jew. But I don't know if he's probably his son or something.
Yeah. Who's the 12 tribes, the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Matter of fact, you look the 12 tribe charts up and then they show you who the 12 tribes are. Yeah, if you see the 12 tribes, you see the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? Just kind of going through the free precepts, man. I know kind of got on a little late, man. You already know how that thing be rolling, man. I'm going to reach my hour with power. Hope you brothers and sisters, man. Shalom, Mark, Barakatah. Right? Just telling you, brothers and sisters, man, don't be out there celebrating that old, what you call it, St.Patrick's Day.
Got all your green on today.
Got all your mean green on today. Celebrating that thing, shoot.
getting drunk.
Right? Drinking, going to the Irish pubs.
And there's something else that people forget. The Irish were the first policemen that used to bust our head wide open when they got over here. They were the first slave catchers after a while, too.
In that aspect.
Yeah.
They
In
was
modern times, I would say.
Yeah, modern time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that, man, we give our honor and praise. And brothers and sisters, it say, get my spirit ready for Passover. And that's what I'm gonna try to touch on some of that probably this Sabbath, man. Coming into the New Year's and then going into the Passover, man. We got to be getting our spirit ready for that thing, man. So I'm trying to get our spirit, trying to get my spirit. And I know everybody for their own self got to get their spirit ready for that thing, man. You know, we can teach it and talking and whatever we can do, but we got to get our spirit ready for this thing, man. All right? Let me see. We need to be getting our spirit ready for that thing, man.
Come
on. Let me see. I'm gonna read this statute, man. Go to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. It's the law for the day. You know, I just want to kind of touch on that pagan St.Patrick Day or whatever they call it. We just want to touch on that thing a little bit today. Hope brothers and sisters been edified today. Just kind of going over a little history about it, touching on a few precepts on it, trying to help brothers and sisters build. We can try to build with brothers and sisters, man. Right?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
It says, speak unto the children of Israel, read.
And say unto them concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
So them are our feasts, right? So these are the holy convocations that the Lord told us to have, man.
God.
Not these pagan-ass holidays that they try to give us. The Lord never gave us these things. The Lord really wants us to learn to be built up, to do thus said Yahweh the power, man.
God.
Right? Now we thankful for the Lord giving us an opportunity to keep his commandments, but we got to know that Esau trying to make these things grievous for us to keep, but we still gonna keep our head up and be strong and keep these commandments, man. And with that, like you say, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and his son, Yahweh Shai. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all share the video. Y'all help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. We're getting ourselves ready for Passover. We're getting ourselves ready to do a lot of stuff, man, coming up. There's gonna be some big changes, some big moves. Hey, and I'm a little nervous, but we excited about it though. All right? So we'll keep our head pushing, keep our head on the Most High and push towards the mark, man. With that, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh Shai. Hey, brothers and sisters, keep the commandments and live. And with that, say,
Shalom.
Shalom, brews and she brews.